Hey guys, welcome back to another episode of The Stable. Working in the garage today just because I really don't feel like leaving the house today, but we are back with 96 content. As you can see, putting a new LMR SVE 3-core, I think it's 3-core radiator in my 96. So we are doing this because this is a factory radiator in here. We replaced it probably 11 years ago with another factory replacement. So I believe when I drive this car, after pretty much driving around town all day, this thing starts seeping fluid out of there. And it usually only happens after driving it all day. I'll come home, pull in the garage, and then we get a seep of coolant. So this shouldn't be too bad of a job. Should be pretty easy outside of making a mess with all the extra coolant. I did clean out a bucket, so hopefully that will work. But biggest challenge for me right now is I'm gonna have to loosen up our power pipe this is a homemade power pipe, so it's not the Anderson one, but same idea. But our glue right here usually always breaks every time I mess with that. So I'm gonna try to disconnect it from here, take all the pressure off of it, and just leave it attached there, and just carefully just try to slide that out the way. So it will be a pain going back on. Trying to do that, I struggle with it every time, but hopefully it won't be too bad today. Anyways, we're gonna get this radiator out of here, and then this is the last thing we need to go racing besides putting break-in miles on the clutch. So this has been a big reason why I haven't been driving the car. But September 26th, we're all trying to go racing. And truthfully, it'd be nice to have this thing ready to go, and the Boss. So the Boss is just waiting on the rear end to get a chance to do that. Haven't got one yet. But this thing just needs the break-in miles on the clutch. And then I would like to get the tune looked at up by Finish Line up in Denver before we go racing. So we started with the lower radiator hose. I'll let that drain. We'll see how that goes, because I'm sure all the coolant is probably tilted back, seeing as how the front of the car is up on ramps. But maybe it'll give us enough to where we can unbolt everything. So now I'll probably just go ahead and make our way to this reservoir right here. Pop that off. I think it's just like 310s, not too bad. I'm trying to save this power pipe for last because I already know it's going to be a fight. Kind of making quick work of this, but got the 310s that we're holding the reservoir on, which is over there. Kind of rinsed it out. There's like little sediment or something in there. Upper radiator hose is loose. Radiator is moving now. Everything is disconnected as far as the fan goes. Well, so now everything is disconnected as far as the fan goes. I did try to loosen up our bracket right here, but the bolts are just spinning there and there. So maybe I'll just be able to pry up on this. That's gonna be my game plan there, because that's not coming off. So next is dealing with the power pipe right here. So I'm gonna take it off from here first. Let's see. That should be enough. So I'll set this down and pop that off. All right, so I moved a lot more of the power pipe than I was thinking about doing, but I'm trying to address another problem. But as you can see, radiator is out. Problem on this I'm trying to address is down in there now, but the T-clamp I have on there, if I can show you with my other one, the end of it is too long. So it is hitting right here, which is preventing the only so much wiggle room on the power pipe, and it's hitting the hood, so when it closes there's a gap. So I'm hoping I can, thankfully I didn't take my dad's little cutter right here home yet. So I will cut that down, and then hopefully it will give us ability to actually push that part down in there where we have our boot on there. And then I can adjust these hood pins and go from there, which the hood pins, actually guys, I regret doing that. Would take that one back. So, but yeah, so now it's time to take the old fan and mount it to our new radiator, and then just plug everything back up. But now might be better to try to get this power pipe separated and then cut that T-clamp down. So my fear happened. This piece did come out right there. I tried to clean some of the old glue off of it. I'm wondering if it's not bonding, because I've tried to glue this multiple times, but I'm wondering if it's not bonding because that is metal. So had that in there. It was a tight fit, but it's just not staying. So I wonder if these bonded better because it's plastic. But what we did was, if you guys caught the 86 video where I was messing with the dash, we did our epoxy around there mixed in with baking soda. It gets really hard. These are solid. It's not the prettiest, but I mean, it's not going anywhere. Unlike this one, we did the same thing here, but I'm just wondering if it's because it's metal, if that's what our issue is. So I'm gonna have to come up with something here because that's gonna hold us up from getting this car back together. So I took a hammer and tried to beat it in there because it was a close fit. I mean, by hand it feels solid. If I hit it more with a hammer, it'll wiggle a little bit, but it's in there a little bit farther. So instead of doing, I misspoke in the last part of this video. I said it was epoxy and baking soda. It was actually a super glue. Specifically, it has to be the super glue brand. Gorilla Glue won't work, but super glue and the baking soda makes it really hard. But I think I might just try just straight epoxy around that. And now since I hit it in there, hopefully it's solid. So I might just have to run to the power store here in a minute, go grab some epoxy. But now, since we addressed that, I can close down this clamp a little bit, or at least, you know, grab our boot from the other end of the mass air sensor down in here. Make sure I got enough on there, and then cut some of that off. So we'll try to do that now. Little cutter made quick work of that. So cut off that much. I could see the little indents where I tried to just break that off with a pair of linemen, but we should still have plenty of room. Like I said, I'm not planning on taking that off, just tightening it up. So we should still have plenty there to slide around there with the boot. So these two openings there, and there are for automatic transmission cars. All my Mustangs are manual. So reading the comments, Landon addressed a couple people, and he said if you have a manual, you can leave these open and it will not leak because there's like a tube in there. So I'm not saying he's wrong. I'm just kind of paranoid about things. So I'm gonna go ahead and put these fittings in there, tighten them down just for, I guess, peace of mind, just to make sure. And then that will do on that. Once I tighten those down, this can finally go back in. And then I gotta mix up our JB weld over here, put it on this. We'll see how fast that takes, but everything's in there. And then we should be good to go. All right, so we got that lathered up all the way around with JB weld. You're not really gonna see that anyway, so it doesn't have to be pretty. It just needs to hold. Gotta tighten these down and get the radiator back in place. All right, so it was a little bit of a fight. Like I mentioned, our bolts here don't want to get tight. And as you can see, I put a screwdriver in here trying to pry this over. Got it. Doesn't look pretty. I do need to get the radiator cover one day. Maybe that'll cover it up. This side was the pain, but I had to loosen up. Is that the ABS module down there? There's two bolts on the side, like here. Can I focus on it? Like here and over here. And then there's two on the very bottom. You see laying there. I'll lay underneath here and show you. But they go right there, and then there's one in front. So I had to loosen that up to get some wiggle room in that. So hopefully our ground's not too tight right there. But so everything, as far as radiator goes, is in, secure. Just got to hook everything else up. I'm waiting on our power pipe now. I just want to make sure it's good before I go slapping this thing back in there. But I mean, we will see. I'm gonna let it go a little bit longer. So in the meantime, I will button everything up as far as getting our plugins done. I gotta retighten up our ABS stuff. So that'll be the next thing I do. All right, guys. So if you can see that one bolt, where is it at? Can I zoom in on it for you? Right there. I can't get it no more. It's because this bracket for the ABS is on the side of the radiator. So maybe I could have clearanced that some more when I let me zoom back out. When I put the radiator in, but we're too far now. But that thing is tight with the pressure that's on there. So I'm just gonna move forward, call it good there. We'll address that whenever we do put the texted in here. That is still happening. I know I've talked about it for probably a year now, but it's still happening. We just have had other projects going on, so we will get to that. But now, put the power pipe back on. Hopefully we got enough room now to mess with that and not have to actually cut this back like some people do. And then we can get the hood to close better. Well, it's dark, and probably from the sound of my voice, you can tell I am pretty defeated. So, homemade power pipe is not clear with the new radiator. It's hitting pretty much everywhere. So I don't know. I'm done at this point. All right, guys. So after a good night's sleep and empty stomach and a little bit of beer, we are feeling better today. So figured out what we're doing with the 3-core radiator. We're pulling it out and we're gonna set it to the side for now. We are just going to run a factory replacement, and that should be good enough for the power level we're making anyways. I mean, that's what was in here for 11 years. So factory replacement is on its way, and Snow Performance methanol kit. So we are going to drill and tap our little elbow right back here for the methanol, and then put the factory replacement radiator in and just run it as that, because that's probably only going to last for the rest of the season, which we're in pretty much September anyways. So that will be the game plan with this car. And then next year during the off season, we will get the Texid build going. We will be selling the aftercooler and the ice tank, because we will be selling the blower as well and going to the YSI when the Texid block gets completed. So at that point, the aftercooler is restricted anyways, which is probably saving me right now, because looking at it, I probably should be around like 17, 18, maybe even 19 PSI with this 2.87 pulley on here, and I'm only around 15. So I did call Vortec, and they did say this aftercooler becomes restrictive around 15, 16 pounds. So that's probably what's saving me right now. So we are going to add the methanol on there just to try to prevent any detonation, because this is a 91 car. We just threw an octane booster in it. So throw the methanol on there, not to make any more power, but just try to keep things as safe as possible. And then in the off season, we will be selling this whole setup, going to the YSI, which we cannot use this aftercooler for that. So we will be going YSI, air-to-air intercooler. We will change the MAF at that point, and then of course we will have the Texid block that's sitting over there in the car. So I'm gonna wrap up this video. We're gonna end it off just because I'm trying to post more content as usual. And we're going to end it off there. We'll pick this back up with probably just throwing the factory radiator in, and then throwing our methanol and getting that in there, which we do already have. I'll do this without panning the camera. We do already have a blank spot right here for the methanol. And then that will be beneficial, because when the YSI is on here and we're air to air, we will still keep the methanol. So those are kind of just thinking in advance, but having things kind of set up and in place for when we get to that step. So please be sure to like, subscribe, and we will catch you on the next one.